At ease, brothers. At ease. At ease. At ease. And shalom, man. Hope everybody's having a blessed day. Man, in this live stream right here, man, I'm gonna break down 15 small businesses, man, that you can start as a man for less than $1,000. Okay. Some of these are going to be okay if you have a means of transportation. If you live in a city like a very populated city, then you can start some of these, without having a means of transportation because businesses are literally down the block. So, want to break this down because, you know, statistically in the US, 22 to 25% of full-time male workers in the United States earn less than $4,000 a month, meaning you make $1,000 or less per week. And I want to give you some small business ideas that, man, if you got one day out of the week, that you're not required to work, lining this up based upon biblical standards of Exodus chapter 20, verses 8 through 11, 6 days you shall work. On the seventh day, you shall rest, keep the Sabbath. So, man, if you're currently a man working 5 days a week and you're not happy with the income that you're making, I just did drop the video yesterday about how to start your LLC in all 52 states. Check out that live stream. It's also in my business playlist. But man, if you're a man working 4 or 5 days a week and you're not happy with your current, income, man, today I'm gonna get the gears going and give you some ideas, 15 ideas that with a simple tax return, like your tax refund every year, man, you can get these small business ideas off the ground. And I'm gonna give you 15 solid ones. Some of these I've actually tried. And they were more fitting to my schedule. Only thing I need in return for you is to hit that like button, subscribe to the Set Apart Man YouTube channel. Man, with inflation, this economy, like I said, man, inflation is belt to ass for a lot of men right now. And for the baseline of this, man, I used the state of Texas. This is gonna give you 15 businesses idea. And when I generated this, I had to select a state so it can be relative. And the reason I chose Texas was because Texas has, I think they have the second highest LLC filing fee at $300. So even if it costs you $300 and you were living in Texas, which is one of the second highest LLC state filing fees, you're still going to be able to start this business with the 700 that you've got left over out of 1,000. And like I said, man, how many years have you been working? And every time you get a tax return, you get a tax return 500, 1,000, 1,200, 1,500, and you blow it. You blow it on clothes, you blow it on shoes, you blow it on rims, you blow it on a system for your car, you blow it on nonsense. And that money is not helping, get you where you want to be in life. That money is not, what you're spending. Something as simple as a tax return is not helping you generate the kind of life, the kind of freedom that you want. Man, and who's to say that, man, you can take any one of these 15 business ideas that I give you today, and you potentially, if you pour into it and you've got the Most High Yah backing you, you're a set apart man, fearing the Most High, keeping his commandments, man, the sky is the limits. It might take you 6 months to a year of doing part-time work, in these business endeavors, these business ventures, for it to be parallel or comparable to what you're earning on your job. But brothers, once you exceed, consistently, you know, what you're currently making on your 9 to 5 job, once you're exceeding that for a period of, 90 days, 120 days, especially if you can do one of these small business ideas year round and you're exceeding what you make on a 9 to 5 working 40 hours a week, man, then you can look at saying, you know what, man, I'm gonna give them my 2 week notice. It's gonna be my last 30 days on the job, man. I'm gonna transition to grinding for myself. Okay. So I'll start off, man, with Proverbs chapter 22, verse 29. Seest thou a man diligent in his business? He shall stand before kings. He shall not stand before mean men. I'll give you the amplified version of this for context. Do you see a man skillful and experienced in his work? He will stand in honor before kings. He will not stand before obscure men. Okay. So, small business idea number 1. Okay. Window cleaning business. Estimated startup costs for a small window cleaning business is $650 to $950. Okay. Man, this is one of my favorite business for someone starting with limited money because you can begin with very little equipment and immediately target commercial customers. Commercial customers are going to pay out. They're pretty much what they're paying you is a tax write-off for their business and helping their business prosper. So you don't have to deal with a lot of nickeling and diming that you would with residential or private. Okay. The startup breakdown and all of these, like I said, are going to be based off of Texas, just using Texas as an example. If you're in like 45, 45, 50 of the other states, your LLC cost is going to be as minimal as some states. You can start file your LLC for $35, $40, others $100, but Texas has one of the highest. So we're using that as a baseline to show you that if you file a state and it costs you cheaper to file your LLC in that state, then you got more money to work with as far as, startup costs. LLC, $300. Squeegee, $30. Window scrubber, $25. Extension pole, $50. Bucket, 5-gallon bucket from Walmart, from Lowe's, from Home Depot, $5 to $15. Microfiber towels, $30. Glass cleaner, concentrate, $25. Water fed or basic cleaning accessories, $75. You might get you one of them like little pump tanks with a sprayer on it, at most $75. A ladder, whether you don't need a big ladder, okay? But if you were to buy a ladder, a 4-foot ladder with a weight capacity of 250 to 350 pounds, you're looking at $100 to $150. Business cards and flyers, brother, you can get online. And if you want to generate a basic business card, a lot of these websites have promotions where you get free shipping, or you get you get your first 500 at a discounted price. So business cards and flyers, $50. Okay. Basic website online presence, $0 to $50. Man, on this one right here, you can just focus on creating your business email and then creating your Google profile off of that one. And that's not going to cost you anything. When it comes to the verification for your Google, you literally can show them on the Google video verification you have to do. You can literally show them your business card and your bucket full of materials and your face, driver's license. Next thing you know, they'll verify your Google. And if you got 5 brothers that you're close with and you play basketball with at LA Fitness on your 24-hour fitness on your day off, brother, have them go click 5 stars, chat GPT a review, send it. You already a 5-star business. Okay. Miscellaneous, $50. Just odds and ends, little random things that you may need. Estimated total to start here in the United States, a window cleaning business, if you were to start it in Texas, estimated total is $750 to $850. Now, a lot of this you can cut out. You probably can knock about $200 of this off if you are really serious about getting after this. And what are you going to be selling? You can You can clean storefront windows. So if you're somewhere like New York City or somewhere like that where you got multiple businesses, on the ground level, and at most you might have an 8-foot glass, that 4-foot ladder is going to do you amazing. You don't even need transportation. Storefront window, restaurant windows, office buildings, apartment windows, residential windows, glass doors, nail salons, interior, exterior glasses. Okay. Example pricing. A small storefront might pay $40 to $75 per cleaning. If you build a route of 20 stores averaging 60 per unit, 20 times 60 equals 1,200 per route cycle. So let me give you an example. If you were to, on your day off from work, you were to clean 20 windows or have serviced 20 properties at that $60 average rate, man, that's 1,200 per day off. Remember what I told you? 20 to 25% of men in America make less than $1,000 per week. This is automatically within 6 months to a year, you can be doubling your overall annual income. And I want you to think about it. Like, as you start transitioning and making money in business, then you can start scaling back on your day job if the work is consistent. Seasonal work, I don't recommend. Like, you have to be making a good bit of money before you transition off of your day job because it's seasonal. Okay. But window cleaning, man, you can do that year round. Okay. Commercial customers can become reoccurring customers. You keep them on a rotation. So I'm going to come once a week. I'm going to do your windows. And this is the day that I'm coming on. Okay. Man, why is this one a great one? Because you don't need a shop. You don't need a whole lot of inventory. You don't need employees initially. Okay. If you want to scale it up to where you got employees, you can do that. And you can literally carry much of your equipment in a bucket and a vehicle. That's number one. Number two, pressure washing. Pressure washing. Okay. When you see people pressure washing, whether it be commercial or residential, you normally see they got a pickup truck. Some of them have a trailer where they got this big pressure washing rig, but you don't even need that. You don't even need the whole pressure washing rig. Man, I'm going to break this one down. Number two is pressure washing. Estimated startup, $850 to $1,000. Okay. Startup, LLC, $300 is going to be for all of them based upon Texas. If you're in 50 of the other states, your LLC cost isn't going to be that high. Okay. Use pressure washer. $350 to $450. You can get a brand new, if you catch one on sale, you can get a brand new pressure washer for that amount of money. Surface cleaner, okay, $75 to $100. Hoses, $50. Now, one thing about pressure washing, you only need that surface cleaner. You only need that surface cleaner for like heavy oil stain and buildup. But just on a basic level, just like a basic driveway, just the pressure washing in itself, the pressure is going to clean. Okay. So you might not need that initially if you pick your jobs. Hoses, $50. Get you some contract grade hoses. Get you a 100-foot hose. Okay. Tips and nozzles, $25. If you buy a brand new pressure washing, you find one on a deal, it's going to come with these different nozzles. Okay. Chemicals, $40. Safety glasses, gloves, $25. Flyers, business cards, $40 to $50. Miscellaneous, $30. Estimated total, $935 to $1,060. You get on Facebook Marketplace, find somebody that's got a high-end pressure washer and they're willing to let it go at 50% or less, man, you roll with it, okay? To stay under $1,000, buying used equipment or start with surface cleaner, start without surface cleaner. So when you think about that, you can get on Facebook Marketplace, you might see somebody with a pressure washer for $200. Don't have that many hours on it. Cranks up fine. Don't have no issues with it. And with that, man, you can service driveways, sidewalks, patios, fences, trash cans, storefronts, exterior walls, parking areas. When it comes to homes that have siding, have like vinyl siding, man, you can do that as well. You can do that as well. Okay. Example economics. Suppose you charge $125 for a driveway, $75 for a sidewalk, $150 for a patio. A single 350 Saturday can put a significant dent in your startup investment. So how fast you're going to be able to, generate or recoup that startup money. One Saturday can pay for your doggone LLC filing fees if you were starting off in Texas. And starting off, man, I would choose places that's got water access. They got a faucet that you can connect to, and it's within distance of your hose, and you get busy just like that. Use their water starting off, okay? Best strategy. Don't immediately try to compete for giant residential jobs. Know what is going to be your niche. Know what is going to be your prime client, your prime commercial or residential type customer or property, and stick to it off of that. You don't have to accept every job. Okay. Target small commercial properties, restaurant, strip cleaners, small offices, churches, storefronts, and apartment complexes can provide reoccurring work. Once you've got their business, man, they're going to call you every time. They're going to call you every time versus having to, find somebody else to do it again when they'll just keep you on the books. And commercial pays more. Okay. Number 3. Now, out of all green services, whether it comes to landscaping, whether it comes to lawn mowing, yard maintenance, cutting grass is one of the lowest on the scale of profitability, but it's still profitable. If you do this in a nice area of town, nice side of town, and you're dealing with customers and clients that's got money, you don't have to worry about people trying to nickel and dime you for trying to pay you in cigarettes and beer money. You don't got to worry about that. I appreciate you for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button. Okay. Lawn mowing and yard maintenance, estimated startup 700 to 950, $950. Now, this is if you've got brothers out there that have started off what you see today as a successful lawn business, man, and they started it out of their trunk of their car. Now, what's going to be ideal is if you got like a small pickup truck, because you can put everything that you need right in the back of that and get it out the mud. This is an extremely straightforward business. Okay. Equipment, standard, like I said, LLC filing fee in the state of Texas. If that's, using that one as a template, it's going to be $300. All other 50 states, it's going to be cheaper. Okay. Use push mower, 200 to 300, And you can pretty much, some of these right here, if you get a deal on some of these other ones, or you find somebody on Facebook Marketplace, let go, offer up, you get a deal on this one, then you can put some of that additional startup money towards a better mower. Okay. Use push mower, 200 to 300 bucks. And that's on the high end for a used mower. Use string trimmer, 75 bucks. Blower, 75 bucks. Gas and oil, 40. Safety equipment, 30. Flyers, 30. Miscellaneous, 50. Here's the next one. Man, if you wanted to save on gas and things like that, man, you could look at using electric, yard equipment. Finding some, by the time this post, electric yard maintenance equipment has been out long enough to where some of that stuff is starting to trickle on places like Facebook Marketplace. Okay. But man, you can start off with buying everything used. And as long as when you're buying this used equipment, man, you want to get you some starter fluid, some carbon choke cleaner and a can of that. And you want to, some of it, if you can find stuff and you can pull it on 1 to 2 pulls and it's starting up, man, you're good to go. You see what I'm saying? It's letting you know, man, it's got compression. But if you're pulling this stuff, somebody wants $300 for a used mower and that thing won't even start, even with starter fluid, even putting new gas in it, it's not worth it. Okay, move on to the next. But total approximate cost for this one. This one's going to require a means of transportation. And make sure you hit that like button. Appreciate you tuning in. 800 to 900 bucks. Services start with mowing, edging, weed eating, blowing, leaf cleaning, small yard cleanups. Okay, you have somebody that might live in a neighborhood to where, man, they get out there and cut their grass, but they don't edge it. They don't want to edge it. Edging it is like edging a small residential property take you no more than doggone 15 minutes max. Getting it, hitting where the sidewalk, hitting where the curb meets to the street, 15-minute max. Okay. Don't start by buying $10,000 worth of landscaping equipment. That's where people go wrong with, landscaping and lawn mowing. Start with small residential yards. Okay, man, there's so many online services you can use. Google Maps. You can pull Google Maps. Somebody call you, hey, this is my property address, and you're looking at the property on Google. And then there's apps to where you can type in that address. It uses Google Maps, and it gives you a square foot, for the yard. So you can focus on small residential yards. Small residential yards. Example, if you average $50 per yard and mow 20 yards a week times 50, that's $1,000 per week. And really, if you're starting off, you can get your feet wet in the game starting at $75 per yard. We're not worried about cutting on the low income side of town. No, we want to start off on the high end. That's where predominantly you want to be focused on the people that have the money to pay. And your price, you're pricing too low when you state your price and they say, oh man, that ain't bad at all. That's too easy. When the customer and the client is agreeing to your price off the rip, man, that brings you got a little bit more room to actually charge more. So I'd recommend if you're on the nice side of town, things like that, and you have the quality of work, man, you charge upwards of 100 a yard. Man, I know people. I live in a small rural town, and I know people paying 150 for small residential properties weekly on a weekly basis because they want that yard fresh and they don't want that HOA on them, and they got the money. Okay, at 40 yards times $50, man, that's $2,000 a week. Now, I want you to think about that one. Maintaining 40 yards is you've been in the game and you've racked up some you can do the one-time cuts, but the money is going to be in those recurring customers that want to be on a weekly basis, that want to be on a bi-weekly basis. Okay. The key is developing a route where customers live close together. Now, if you're starting off and you're running, all the way across town on your day off, then your profit is going to decrease. But if you can target communities, neighborhoods, and then do those by day, when they call you and say, yeah, I live in Palm Bluff, you say, oh yeah, I'm in Palm Bluff on Monday. I got Mondays off. So, or if I work a double shift, then I'm gonna get 24 hours off and I'm gonna be in Palm Bluff working, and you can build your route. And here's the thing, man, you have free websites that will help you build a route. Some of them are paid services, but you can use these online tools to help build your route. Number 4, mobile car detailing. Man, if you want to labor with these, estimated startup costs $750 to $1,000. A mobile detailing business is attractive because you're selling labor and convenience, not just cleaning products. Startup LLC $300, shop vacuum $75, wet dry vacuum $75, pressure washer, basic washer $100, microfiber towels, brushes $30, interior chemicals $50, exterior chemicals $50, bucket $20, extension cords $30, basic advertising $50, miscellaneous $50. Now, if you can, like I said, like the lawn care, if you can advertise in specific communities where these are residential properties and people have a faucet on the side of their home, you hook up your pressure washer, you pull up with your stuff, do what you got to do. You're using their water and all of your, you got to think, man, you can run a special for a compact car, SUV, or you break it down however you want. And I'll go over this. That's approximately the startup cost, $830. Services offer 3 packages: basic, $75, standard, $125, premium, $200. You can upsell pet hair removal, stain removal, headlight restoration, waxing, odor treatment. Okay. Business advantage. You go to the customer's house or workplace. Now, if you go to somebody's workplace, man, you're going to have a water tank. That's why I prefer on this one, residential. Residential, because they got a spigot on the side of that house. Get you a 100-foot commercial water hose and you run it up. That means the customer doesn't have to spend half the day sitting at a detailing shop. If you line you up a couple of these, man, you good to go. Okay. Number 5, junk removal. Estimated startup 400 to 900. This one can be extremely profitable if you own a pickup truck or a trailer. Okay. If you own a pickup truck and a trailer, it's even more profitable. Startup costs, LLC, 300 or less, tarps, $30 for once you put all this stuff in the back of your pickup truck or in the trailer, you can secure it down with a tarp and you can go to the dump. Ratchet straps, 30, work gloves, 20, dolly, 50, shovel, 30, brooms, 20, contractor bags, tarps, and ratchet straps, work gloves. That's probably what I'm going to get brand new on this list. You know, I go to Harbor Freight on this one. Get you a Harbor Freight, couple tarps, Harbor Freight dolly, or find you a used dolly on Facebook Marketplace, 10, 20 bucks. Okay, contractor bags, $30, basic advertising, $50, miscellaneous, $50. Approximate startup cost for this one, if you got a pickup truck and don't have a trailer, approximate startup cost, 610 bucks. Now, if you're in one of these 50 other states where the LLC cost is less than $300, man, you can knock it. You can pretty much start this one off for about 350 bucks. And that's brand new equipment. Use nothing. Hey, I appreciate you tuning in. Hit that like button. The big advantage is you aren't really selling junk removal. You're selling, I'll make this problem disappear. That's the convenience you're advertising. I'll make this problem disappear. You don't want to go through this mess and it looks overwhelming. I'll make this problem disappear. And here's the thing, man, when you're doing jobs like this, before you give your price, find out what their budget is. Find out what their budget is, because you'd be surprised. You might be charging 200, but their budget is 500. So if you tell me your budget is 500, I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna cut you a deal on this one, and I'm gonna do this one for 450. 450 for about an hour and a half of work. Are you just running back, loading this stuff up, and then taking it to the dump? Oh yeah, you didn't double dang near your normal price. Okay, customers pay because they don't want to lift it, they don't want to load it, they don't want to drive it, they don't want to sort it, they don't want to dispose of it. Target customers, homeowners, landlords. Man, you're doing a one bedroom apartment clean out. Somebody got evicted, somebody got put out and left it crazy. Man, that shouldn't be started. That shouldn't be no less. We're talking about just debris and stuff everywhere. Man, that's no less than 450. Now, if they left like furniture and stuff like that, man, that's not only a clean out. Man, if you got space to save some of this stuff, it is salvageable. Man, you sell that on secondhand market, but you're going to be charging more to move this stuff out because it's more labor involved. Okay. Homeowners, landlords, realtors, contractors, property managers, estate cleanouts, apartment complexes. If you already have a pickup truck, this jumps way up my list. If you got a pickup truck, this one right here. Okay. Number 6, you see what I'm representing, my handyman business. Number 6 is a handyman service. Estimated startup cost, 700 to 1,000. This is particularly attractive if you already are skilled with tools. If you know how to work a screwdriver, a ratchet, basic drill, stuff like that, then this one is for you. Basic equipment, standard LLC cost based on Texas, $300. If you're in 50 of the other states, it's going to be a lot less than that. You might be looking at $100 for your LLC filing fee. And the rest of that $200 can go towards tools. Drill, driver, I would get 100% of your stuff for this one right here. I would get it from Harbor Freight, or I would get it from doggone Facebook Marketplace. Buy this stuff used, because you can get some nice commercial grade tools at the price that you would be paying for something brand new, at Lowe's, Home Depot, Harbor Freight. That's not commercial grade. Okay. Drill and driver, $100. Circular saw, $75. Impact driver, $75. Hand tools, $100. Level, $20. Tape measure, $15. Safety equipment, $25. That's pretty much just some glasses, some goggles, fasteners, $40. That's your screws, nails, things like that. Caulk and adhesive, man, that's job specific. You don't need caulks and adhesive off the rip. If somebody calls you and a job requires caulking, man, you put that charge on them. So whatever, if a tube of caulk costs you, $9 for a basic thing of caulk, man, you charge them $20. Charge the customer $20 because you had to go get it. Charge them $25 if you want to, okay, for materials. Advertising 50. Man, all of these advertising budgets that's set at like 50, 60 bucks, man, you can knock that off with having your Google profile, set up pretty decently. Miscellaneous 50 bucks, okay? Approximately $880 to start this service, start this business. You can specialize in small jobs like ceiling fans, shelves. Somebody want a shelf put up in a garage, doors, trim, minor drywall repairs. Your money, and especially in drywall repairs, is going to be in small. Somebody got a hole in the wall and you got to cut out a little piece and put another piece there. Because you got to understand, you can get one whole 8-foot by 4 sheet of drywall for 15 bucks. So off of that, if I got to section it up for small drywall repairs, oh man, small in my rural area, people are paying $350 and up for small minor drywall repair. $350 and up unfinished, meaning I cut out the section, put a new piece in, and I hit it with some mud and I smooth it out for it's ready to paint. If I gotta paint it, oh now I done jumped up because I'm not just painting that one area. If they want it paint matched, oh yeah, now I'm landing that whole paint job. Furniture assembly. You have to understand, people do not like, everybody likes that IKEA furniture. Everybody likes that IKEA furniture, but don't nobody want to put it together. And this is where your moneymaker is. People get that IKEA furniture and they open this box up and it's got 100 pieces, 1,000 nuts and bolts. And then what do they give you? They give you that standard little Allen key. But if you got an impact driver with the different heads and you can move through that stuff, and you can charge $175 an hour. $175 an hour for furniture installation. People will pay it. You think that little Allen key that come with it terrifies them. You're working with in the nice part of town and people got this stuff, man, they will pay that. If it take you 4 hours, you have to think 4 hours on your day off at $175 an hour, and you're landing these jobs like this. So furniture assembly, TV mounting, fence repairs. They got a couple of pickets then blew off and you got to go get some pickets. You're charging them 100% for the materials and they still got to pay you labor on top of that. Gate repairs, caulking, small demolition, shed repairs. Be careful with work that requires specific trade or license permit. Your LLC does not automatically authorize you to perform every type of construction or electrical plumbing work. All you got to do is you got to look in your state, in your city. You can Google, man, what is a handyman legally authorized to do without needing a permit or a license? That's what you got to look up. Number 7, gutter cleaning. Estimated startup $500 to $850. Okay, this is one of the easiest business to explain to customers. Equipment, LLC, $300. Extension ladder, $100 to $150. Buy it used. Gutter scoop, 10. Bucket, 15. Gloves, 20. Hose, 30. Blower, 75 to 100. Safety equipment, 40. Advertising, 50. Miscellaneous, 30. Approximately $670 to $745 for initial startup costs. Potential pricing for small houses, $100 to $150. Larger home, $175 to $300. You can also sell a reoccurring service where I'll clean your gutters twice a year. Okay, reoccurring customers are extremely valuable, and you're going to when you're giving your pitch, man, that's what you're going to lean into. I normally, for everybody in this community, I come out twice a year. Saves you a little bit of money, and it already plans ahead for that second service call throughout the year. Okay, number 8, furniture assembly business. 100% bypass the ceiling fans, bypass the caulking. You do furniture assembly. Okay, estimated startup $400 to $700. This is an underrated business. People buy furniture and don't want to assemble it all the time. All the time. Equipment, LLC, $300. Drill, $75. Impact driver, $75. Screwdriver set, $30. Hex keys, $20. Level, $20. Stud finder, $20. Hand tools, $50. Advertising, $50. Miscellaneous, $30. Approximate startup cost, $760. Customers, busy professionals. Elderly customers, new homeowners, apartment residents, Airbnb owners, offices, commercial offices. You can assemble beds, desks, tables, shelving, dressers, patio furniture, office furniture. You can also combine this with TV mounting and basic home installation services. Man, that one is underrated. Number 9, fence and deck staining. Estimated startup 600 to 950. This is a great example of a business where you can make money without owning expensive construction equipment. Okay. LLC, 300 or less. Pump sprayer, $30. Brushes, 30. Rollers, 30. Drop cloths, 30. Pressure washer, basic cleaning equipment, 150. You can buy this stuff used. Stainer, sealer, $100. And that charge right there, once the customer tells you, hey, I want this kind of stain, this kind of finish, you're rolling that charge off on them. So that one's really not even in your startup costs. Protective, safety equipment, $40. Advertising, 50. Miscellaneous, 50. Approximate startup cost, 810. Hey, I appreciate you for tuning in. Hey, make sure you hit that like button, dropping some gems on this one. You can charge based on linear foot, square footage, fence condition, number of coats, preparation required. So if this is a new fence, this is a new wood fence, okay, you ain't got to pressure wash it, you ain't got to clean it. You can go straight to the stain, straight to the sealer. But if it's an older fence, man, you got to pressure wash it first. You're charging all of that into your cost. Smart upsell. Just don't sell staining. Okay. Now, if you know this thing needs pressure wash, you have to let them know, hey, I got to clean this because I just can't. The way you're making it sound is if I can just put some stain over this. I can't do that. I actually got to clean it, and so that stain can adhere to the wood. Sell clean, repair, stain, seal. Now, I'm gonna give you this at a discounted price. I want to offer our sealing. That way, the stain doesn't wear out over time as fast. So I would highly recommend our sealer. Now you're increasing the value of every customer. Garage clean out service. This is going to go kind of hand in hand with that junk removal. Estimated startup cost, 400 to 850. This is essentially a specialized version of junk removal. Instead of marketing yourself as a generic junk hauler, market yourself specifically around we turn unusable garages into usable garages. Services, garage cleanouts, storage units clean out, shed clean outs, attic clean outs, estate clean outs, move out clean outs, construction debris cleanup. LLC, less than 300. Dolly, 50. Contractor bags, 30. Gloves, 20. Broom, dustpan, 25. Shovel, 25. Ratchet straps, 30. Tarps, 30. Cleaning supplies, 40. Advertising, 50. Miscellaneous, 50. Approximately startup cost for this one, $650. Hey, I appreciate you for tuning in to the live stream. Hey, hit that like button, run it up, share this right here. Consider subscribing to the TheSetApartMan YouTube. Number 11 is one that I did personally when I lived in Texas. Very easy to start up. And then if you take this and couple it with a notary signing agent where you're signing when somebody purchases a home and the mortgage company has to get those documents signed, man, they reach out to a notary signing agent, and the notary signing agent is making $350 to like $600 per signing for bringing a stack of papers and having the people go through it, and you are the signing agent. Okay. Mobile notary, estimated startup 400 to 800. This is different from most businesses on this list because you need to satisfy Texas notary requirements and obtain the required commission, bond, education, or other applicable items. Not that difficult in Texas. There's a website you go to and you pretty much pay your fees as long as you pass a background check and you're good to go. Potential customers, real estate professionals, businesses, individuals, hospitals, attorney, senior communities, title companies, startup expenses, LLC, 300. Okay. Notary commission related expenses. Okay. That's going to be variable. Notary supplies, 30 to 75 for your seal and your stamp. The printer, 75 to 125 if you have to print off the documents. If they got the documents and they got it ready for you to just come and wham bam, man, you good. You don't need a printer. Paper and ink, 30. Professional clothing, $50. Man, you go to Goodwill. Go to Goodwill. Okay. Business cards, 30. Marketing, 50. Miscellaneous, 50 as well. Approximate startup, 600 to 750. And this one you probably can knock off about $350. And you can, if you're in one of 50 states outside of like Texas and California, LLC costs you no more than 100. And then, man, you can get it right out the mud. To get your notary, man, you're looking at no more than 200 bucks. Okay. The major opportunity is charging for the mobile convenience. So when people want to get something notarized, the state sets how much you can charge per document, per signing. Okay. But the money is in, okay, I got to drive. You want me to drive because you're doing a deal, but you didn't realize you need a notary and it's 7 p.m. at night, and you want me to drive. Even if when I did this one, man, after hours, man, I had like $100 minimum after hours. If it was during the day, starting out, it would be 50 bucks depending on how far I had to drive. But if I got to drive after hours and break up my convenience, man, I need 150. Mobile notary. You're charging for mobile convenience, subject to textual rules governing notarying fees. That's what I'm talking about. They have a breakdown on this one. You can't be like, man, in order to sign this one document, I'm charging $1,200. You can't do that. That's against the law. But you can charge for, hey, my convenience fee, my after hours fee. You can definitely make good money being a notary, and you're just waiting on that phone to call. Constantly get on social media, get on these advertising pages. A lot of these community groups on Facebook and things like that, where they let you advertise once a week, and you just constantly every like I know in my town, it's Mondays where you can get on there and you can advertise. Anybody didn't know I'm here. Woo, hit them in the head like that. Okay, number 12, trash can cleaning. This one is slept on. People get tired of their trash cans smelling like dumpster juice. People get tired of their residential trash cans smelling like garbage truck dumpster juice. Hey, appreciate you for tuning into the live stream. Hit that like button. Let's run it up. Share this. And then also consider subscribing to the Set Apart Man. Trash can cleaning, number 12. Estimated startup 600 to 950. And we're talking about where you can slash some of these costs. This is the interest reoccurring revenue business. The pitch is simple. We clean and sanitize your trash cans after trash pickup. LLC, 300. Pressure washer, used or brand new. You can get a high-end one, used secondhand, about 200. If you buy a brand new one, man, you're not going to get anything like commercial grade. Cleaning chemicals, 50, and buy that in bulk. Your first one should be bulk, okay? Brushes, 30. Gloves, like you think about a big old a brush that you would use to scrub the floor with like a broom handle, man, that's what you want, so you get in there and work it. Gloves, PPE, $30. Hose, I would get a contractor grade hose, so probably up that one, it'd be 30 to 50 bucks. Deodorizer, so it can smell good. Advertising, 50. Miscellaneous, 50. Approximate startup cost, 770 bucks. Reoccurring model, instead of charging 30 once, offer $25 a month. If you get 100 customers, 100 times $25 a month, man, that's $2,500 a month. The goal isn't one-time customers. You got to think, man, everything in the US right now, everything, globally in Western countries is going to subscription based. So if you can get these people on a subscription to where you can get them on a subscription, man, you're getting reoccurring business, and now you're building up your roster of clientele. One-time customers, man, they're hit or miss, okay? The goal is monthly recurring customers. Number 13, this is a great one, because what people don't realize, man, if you're on a nice side of town and people are paying somebody to get their grass cut, man, lawn guys charge these people more if you have a dog and you let your dog just randomly boo-boo all over in the yard, because guess what, man, the lawn guys are going to have to get in there with their zero turn, their stand-on mower, and their wheels are going to pick up that dog feces, and it's going to track it on the sidewalk. As they're loading up and coming off the driveway, it's going to track it all, so it creates more work for them. So dog waste removal, man, you can YouTube this one, dog waste removal, and there's literally a guy with he had a pickup truck and less than $100 worth of equipment, a bucket, some bags and stuff like that, a little scooper, and he's got it on lock. These people that don't want to pay the line service to do it, Man, he goes around and do it. He just goes around neighborhood hitting it. Dog waste removal. Estimated startup 350 to 700. This is not glamorous. I do this one with our family business because we deal with dogs. That's precisely why it can work. A lot of people don't like do it. The last thing people want to do is get up there and pick up some dog crap. So they'll pay for this convenience. People hate doing it. Equipment, LLC, $300. Scooper, $20. Buckets, $20. Bags, $30. Gloves, $20. Boots, $40. Sanitizer, $30. Advertising, $50. Miscellaneous, $40. A lot of that, man, you can cut out. You can go with bucket, bags, boots, gloves, and a scooper, and you can get it out the mug. And you can do that out of a Chevy Cavalier. You can do that one. You don't need no pickup truck. You just need a means of transportation. And you can do this one right here. Approximate startup cost, $550. Okay. Business model, charge $15 to $25 weekly. So what you're doing is you find out when do you get your grass cut? Or, what is be a good day that I can come by? You want to make sure, man, they've got an easy gate where you can get in. You ain't got to wait on them to be home. Man, you can do what you got to do. And then on this one, if you're using digital credit card processing, man, keep a card on file. Keep a card on file so these people don't try to shiest you for the money. And at the end of the day, when you done went by and you checking off your property, send that invoice over and get paid. Suppose you have 100 customers paying $20 a week. 100 times 20 equals 8,000. 100 customers at $20 times 4 equals 8,000 a month gross revenue. Obviously, you have disposal, fuel, taxes, insurance, and other operating expenses. But reoccurring revenue is what makes this business very interesting. Okay. Number 14, commercial cleaning. Man, I'll tell you a story. Man, back when I was a recruiter, man, there was this Hispanic lady, man, had to be in her 50s. Man, she came with a couple trash bags, had a backpack cleaner, a backpack like vacuum, one you get online for 300, 400 bucks. And she would come to our recruiting station and she had a contract with my particular branch of the military. And I was talking to her one time. I was like, how many of these do you do? Come to find out she was the owner of this cleaning company. And my branch of the military, paid her $30,000 a year to come clean our recruiting station once every 2 weeks. Man, she would hit some Lysol wipes in the bathroom, hit it with some smell good, sweep up real quick, vacuum up under our desk, take the trash out to the dumpster out back. So she didn't have to worry about trash dumping. And guess what? Once every 2 weeks, man, she was there for about 30 minutes tops, 30, 45 minutes tops. And they were paying her $30K a year. She was like, man, I've got more contracts that I can handle. And she was trying to phase it out to her children to get them on it. But she was like, man, they don't want to work. She was like, this is easy money, but they don't want to work. Estimated startup, commercial cleaning, 500 to 900 bucks. Rather than competing for houses, go after small commercial accounts. Target customers, small offices, churches, retail stores, salon, dentist, orthodontist office, small medical offices, gyms, restaurants, property management offices, equipment. Okay, LLC, $300 or less for filing. Vacuum, $100. Mop, bucket, $30. Cleaning kibbles, $75. Microfiber towels, $30. Gloves, PPE, $30. Trash bags, $30. Business cards, $30. Advertising, $50. Miscellaneous, $50. And here's the thing. If you lock one commercial property out of like a business complex, it's only a matter of time before them other ones start contacting and say, hey, do you have an availability? Can I get a price on this one? And as you learn, hey, you price higher, get more profitability for your time and learn how to upsell different things. Okay. Startup costs approximately $725 for commercial cleaning. Why commercial cleaning is attractive. Instead of I need a new customer every day, you can build, I have 15 businesses that pay me every month. That's a much more stable business model, especially with commercial. They're not looking for one-time cleaning. They're looking on a routine basis. So you think about, man, you got 1 to 2 days off a week. Man, you can have 5 to 10 commercial cleaning jobs that you can knock out, and potentially for 1 out of 4 men that make less than $48,000 a year, man, you can generate far more than that. This is why I tell you, man, capitalists love working the dog crap out of W-2 employees so they can keep you boxed in and keep you begging for a raise, and they're giving you pennies on the dollar. Pennies on the dollar. Okay. Number 15, the last one. Hey, if you stayed in for this one, I need you to hit that like button, need you to share, consider subscribing. Matter of fact, go ahead and subscribe to the Set Apart Man YouTube channel. If you like content like this, videos like this are under my business playlist. Small moving and labor services. Man, you don't know how many people. Man, there's times where I had to move where my sons were so little they couldn't really live anything, and I got to move cross country. Man, I got a semi truck full of our furniture coming, and I need help loading it up. So what would I do? Man, I would get on the U-Haul website, and then they had people that were charging for small moving and labor, and you would pick one of these companies, and they would come out there for like a $200 was the baseline call. That'll get you an hour, and then it was $100 for one man every hour after that. I think it was like $175 for 2 men. So I as soon as our semi truck get dropped off trailer, I'm like, yep, I need to get some help so we can get this furniture in, and I'll contact them every time. You can do that independently. And all you need is a means of transportation and these right here, maybe some gloves. Estimated startup 400 to 900. You don't necessarily need your own moving truck. You can sell labor. You're selling labor. You got to understand, man, there's somebody right now in your town that, man, they're not going to renew their lease. Man, they've got a new apartment. Man, they've got the U-Haul or the Ryder truck or the Penske truck. They've got that figured out. But one thing they don't have is somebody to help them move that heavy furniture. They ain't got nobody to help them. Wash machine, dry, all of the stuff they can get. They can get the dolly from the U-Haul place, all of that stuff, but they need labor. Somebody to labor and get it up out of there. Okay. You can sell labor, for example, 2 strong men for loading, unloading, furniture moving, and heavy lifting. Okay. Startup costs, LLC, $300 or less. Moving blankets, $50. Dolly, $50. Now, if you got a little pickup truck or something, or you got a little SUV where you can kind of put some of this in the back, man, you really gonna get it. Because you're gonna tell the people, hey, don't rent that dolly from the U-Haul. We're gonna throw that in there, and we got you on that. Ratchet straps, 30. Hand truck, 50. The dolly hand truck, same thing, depending on whether you're talking about a hand truck for like a refrigerator versus a regular hand truck you would move for like boxes. Okay. Work gloves, 20. Man, you go Harbor Freight, get you some of them rubber faced gloves you can get a pack of like 5 for like $8. Toolkit, $50 for general assembly and disassembly. Basic advertising, 50. Miscellaneous, 50. Approximately $650. Now, if you got a vehicle, I'll do another live telling you where you can go online to get your vehicle placards. Because rather than business cards are good, but man, you want that out front advertising. You want that out front advertising. If you're in Walmart parking and your vehicle, you park off in the distance where people are pulling in to go to and they see, oh man, oh snap, you're pulling in the Lowe's, Home Depot. Man, I always pull where people can see the vehicle placard. That's your advertising. And then when you're going in these places, man, you hand out some business cards. That's another cheat code. Constantly in Lowe's, Home Depot, and I'm looking on aisles where people are shopping for things that I'm skilled at doing. And I'll hand them a business card. Oh, what kind of project you working on? And they pretty much, man, I'm in over my head. I'm looking for somebody to do it. Okay. So for this one right here, approximate startup cost is $650. Services, loading U-Haul trucks, unloading trucks, moving furniture inside houses, garage rearrangement, appliance moving, furniture delivery assistance, office moves, storage unit moves. You can charge by the hour. Okay. For example, 2 workers at $75 an hour is $150 an hour. Man, that for labor. Okay. Go to a warehouse where you got to unload trucks. They're not paying, $75 an hour. You'd be lucky if you get $25 an hour unloading semi trucks. Doing it on your own, $75 an hour. Okay. 4 hours of this, 600 gross. The customer supplies the truck while you supply the labor. Man, a lot of everything that I gave you today, if you're going subscription based, man, you want that to be, you want to probably process cards, do credit card transaction, have a kiosk or something, have the Square app on your phone where you can get paid or send them invoices. But a lot of the businesses that are small businesses that you can start for $1,000 or less, man, these are cash businesses. These are cash businesses. Cash. Okay. So out of the 15 that I gave you, man, let me give you my top 5. My top 5 out of the 15 that I gave you. Number 1, window cleaning. Window cleaning, because the startup costs, extremely low cost, reoccurring commercial customers, easy to transport the equipment. Number 2, handyman service. High hourly value if you already have construction or basic, handyman skills. Number 3, junk removal. Customers are paying for convenience and individual jobs can be worth several $100s. Number 4, commercial cleaning. Commercial cleaning. Why? Reoccurring monthly contracts can build predictable revenue, and you build them into your roster, you build them into your weekly cleaning plan. And man, you like, if you get with commercial cleaning, you can get 3 to 5 commercial cleanings, like properties under contract, chat GPT contract, based upon your state. Man, you get 3 to 5 of those, man, you can wipe out, you can pretty much surpass how much you make monthly on your 9 to 5. Number 5, mobile detailing. High perceived value and easy upselling. Easy upselling. Basic, man, I'm gonna give you a basic wash. You ain't getting nothing extra. But if I got to put that Armor All on top, you're looking at 30 extra, and you can upsell a lot of different stuff. Upsell a lot of different stuff. Okay. Man, when it comes to the $1,000 allocation, I'd actually use, here's a strategy I recommend rather than spending the entire 1,000 immediately. Okay. Your LLC, California and Texas have the highest LLC startup costs at 300 and above. All the other 50 states, man, it's going to be way cheaper than that. Okay. So you're going to save money there. Equipment, if you're in one of these states to where your LLC costs you 40, 50 bucks, 100 bucks to start up, I would put that extra money towards better equipment. Because if you're buying used stuff, if you're buying stuff that's already got some hours on it, it's probably not going to last as long as you want it to. So if you can buy something commercial grade or buy something with less hours on it and get a higher, quality of product, then I would put that money towards that. Okay. Insurance, man, I use Next. So you Google Next Insurance, you can Google small business insurance. Of course, your main, like your car insurance companies, man, they sell small business insurance, but man, oftentimes, man, they want you to overpay for stuff. And you look at like companies like Next, not saying that's what you should go with, but you use companies like Next, man, you can get your certificate of being insured and you can be in and out at 20, 25 bucks a month, 30 bucks at most. You can have your equipment insured. You can have all your stuff. Now, if you got vehicles and things like that you want insured commercially, it's going to cost you a little bit more, but you can get out the gate. Typically for these 15 businesses I'm seeing, except for like lawn care, you're going to need a little bit more for coverage. So your equipment gets, in case it gets stolen. But for everything else, man, you can be to get business insurance, small business insurance, you mean about 30 bucks, 30 bucks. You come right out of your checking or you get on the website and you pay it monthly and you're good to go. Okay. Marketing, 75. Now, depending on what it is, if you're in the right part of town, say for instance, you got some nice clientele, they've got an HOA community, they've got an HOA group page, man, you'll be like, hey, I'm gonna give you a $20 discount off this service. You leave me a 5-star review, and also you mention me in your HOA group page and like me. That way, people in that HOA community start to see, oh man, this is the guy she goes to. I know a couple of my neighbors use that guy. That's what you do. Okay. Business cards, flyers, $25. Supplies, 50, gas, transportation, emergency reserve. Okay. Total $1,000. That's just a breakdown. The biggest mistake would be spending 900 equipment and then having $100 left to find customers. Now, you can roll the dice and do that one if you've got the gift of gab and you know where to place yourself. If you know where to place yourself, then you really don't have to worry about advertisement. But the biggest thing today, man, is those Google reviews. Man, I got a job not too long ago at a tattoo shop for installing some picture frames on the wall, helping them put together some furniture, and it was easily an hour and a half job worth 400 plus. And I asked the guy, I said, "How did you find me?" He said, "Man, I Googled handyman on Chat GPT and yours came up." So that Google profile is gonna do you numbers. And I'll do another video or live stream on how, man, you can run it up. You don't need to pay Google to be to the top of the list. You don't need to pay Google. As you lock in these jobs and then you get people immediately, you send them the link, on your Google profile, you can send them the link to leave a review and they're leaving 5-star reviews. Man, every job, if you know you did a good job, brother, that warrants a 5-star review. And if you here's the thing, if I gotta give them a discount of $10, $15, $20 in order to motivate them to leaving me a 5-star review, I'm gonna do it because that's far cheaper than paying Google to advertise and use their acceleration. You gotta understand Google, some of that Google stuff starts off at $50, $75, $100 for you to get to the top of the list, and that might only be for a couple days. But those 5-star Google reviews, whatever business sector you're in, man, Google whatever one that I listed off, Google it, and then look at what the star ratings are for some of these businesses. Yeah, these people in business been in 15 years, but they got a 3-star rating. They got a 3-star rating. And you starting your business and you got friends and family helping you get that 5-star rating, and within 30 days, man, you at the top of the list, man, that's your advertising right then and there. Every customer, every client, I get the opportunity. I'm like, hey, send them that link, need that 5-star review. Can you go ahead and do it right now? Because if you don't get them to lock in, chances are, man, they'll get caught up with life and they won't leave it. Okay. So just wanted to give you 15 solid small businesses idea, man, that you can start for less than $1,000 as a man. All of these right here have the potential to get you, 50,000 plus a year if you grind, if you use the tools like, man, you can use Chat GPT rather than letting AI be a crutch. Man, use it to your advantage. Like this video right here, this live stream. Man, I gave knowing how to prompt what you want in Chat GPT and it generating it for you. As long as you know what to feed it, man, it'll cook you out some stuff. So if you got anything you're selling, any service or thing you're selling over $100, man, you get on Chat GPT, and for your state, for your city, for your county, have them draft you up, Chat GPT, draft you up a service agreement or a contractual agreement. That way you've got all this stuff figured out. And if you have any issues, you've got something right and say, this was the price we negotiated on. Okay. So, man, I hope this helps you out. Share this video, like this video, run it up on the likes. And here's the thing, man, if this video right here gets enough likes, man, I'll start dropping more nuggets, more specific nuggets for the problems that you would actually run into. Customers don't want to pay. How do you deal with that? But I got to get you to run it up on this one. If you like content like this, man, consider subscribing to the TheSetApartMan YouTube channel. Also hit that like button, drop a comment down below and let me know what business ideas you got. And maybe I can pour into you for a little bit. But once again, this is the Set Apart Man, kicking that thing gun barrel straight. Until next time, stay set apart, stay disciplined, stay in the word of the Most High Yahweh.